Client surveys sound so boring. They just sound awful. It just sounds like a lot of paperwork, and don't we want to just hurry up and get to the designing? But how can you do that unless you know what the problem is you need to solve? A client survey does a few things. Number one, it helps you understand your client. It really, by all these questions we're about to go over in this client survey document, it helps you understand what they need and who they are and how best to serve them. You want a happy client? Have a client that fills out a survey. Number two, it saves time. When they fill out the client survey, later on down the project, when they start signing off and making decisions and you present them certain pieces or milestones, they can't go back and say, well, that's not actually what I want, because you have it down in writing already. It actually protects you, the designer, it protects your time, and it protects your money. Number three, it will help you to vet bad clients. There is such a thing as a bad client, and there is such a thing as a good client. A bad client does not want to fill out a client survey. They don't have the time. And here's the truth. If they don't have time to fill out a client survey, they don't have time to be a good client. Okay, with all that being said, let's dive in and let's see what's in this client survey. I have an opening screen so they're happy when they open it up, and it just tells them what they're about to get into. Next, I tell them a little bit about the process. So I just want to get something awesome started with them. And this is actually more about personal branding than about the client or the project itself. So I just tell them that what is expected of them and what they can expect of me in a really short sentence. Basically telling them, let's spend some time together working through questions. We want to make something amazing. We want to do some hard, honest work. All of those things represent who I am as a business person or who I am as a designer. So you want to implement something like that on this page. Then I have my client survey broken up chronologically into three different sections. So you can see I have the past, I have the present, and I have the future. And then at the end of it, they will be all done and they'll feel really, really good that they've accomplished this thing. The reason I break things up by time frame is because it helps people kind of think not just about what they want right now, but it helps a lot of clients, businesses, nonprofits think about where they've come from and where they really, really want to go. So let's jump into the past. One of the things I asked for in the past is just general information. And a lot of these things are just real logistical questions, like what's the name of your company? Who are the primary contacts that I'm gonna be dealing with? Do you have a launch date for this project? Do you have a specific budget range for this project? These are all logistical questions, okay? So that's part one. Part two is going to be current things, like what areas of your site do you think are successful? I want them to critique what's already been done, how important it is for them to maintain their current look, or can I mess with that? Can I recommend different things? Part three is really focused on reasons, okay? Why do you want a new website? Or what's the primary function of your business? Questions that ask them why they are here. Why are they talking to me? Why are they filling out this document? Because honestly, I want to be the type of designer that if I don't think that they should have a website, I'm gonna go ahead and recommend that to them, because I want them to know that I'm a genuine, honest person. You'll get some questions from this section of the client survey, depending on the type of client, but here's some of the standard questions I get. I don't know some of these things. I'm not sure if I want things to be the same or not. This is the time for you to take off your kind of like design hat and put on your teacher hat. A lot of clients are gonna need your help, and so this is where you sit down, be ready to give them some explanations as to why they might want to change their brand or why they might want to redesign their brand. Next, we move into the section that's called the present. How are you perceived right now? We want to talk about perception. This is my way, especially with a web design project, where I'm able to get a little bit more user data or brand perception stuff out of them, and not just general, what color do you like? I don't care what color they like. I care how they're perceived, who their users are. We're gonna see the first section or part of this is all about users. Now stop, time out. You'll be amazed. A lot of clients, a lot of businesses, they don't even have a decent idea about who their users are. Who are they? What's their age range? What's their tax bracket? What kind of things do they do? Right? Where do they live? Where are they searching your website from? All of those we need information on those. And if they don't have an idea, this is where I put my user experience hat on, ask them some questions and help them build some user personas. Now they have an idea. Now we're gonna ask them kind of like actionable questions, like what's the call to action on your website? What's primary, what's secondary, what's tertiary, okay? What things are tangential? What things matter but aren't right here, aren't like the main goal of your business? Then after that we move on, more perception questions, where I'm literally asking them to define their brand. Give me some adjectives that define you, because a lot of people have never done a brand exercise like this. And even though this is not a branding project, I want them to think about these thoughts. I want them to think about these questions. How would you define your business if you were a person? Are you happy? Are you serious? Are you professional? Are you young? Are you fresh? Are you hip? All of those things are going to help you not only design the aesthetic, but also solve problems when it comes to content and structure. All of those things map back to some of these questions. Then I ask them, how are they currently perceived? This tells me, are you actually hitting the mark of who you think you should be? And then from that, we can kind of look through what you think you should be and what you currently are, and we can find some problems. This is how you find solutions to problems. Here, looking between these two lenses, is the answers are back here on why they're not actually accomplishing their goals. How does help them find some comps, okay? If that's visual or just URLs, we want to do that as well. Then we want to ask them some content questions, okay? Are you using current content? A lot of this is like so important. Content is always the problem. If they have no idea about content, they're gonna say, well, I don't know. Now you know that you have a content issue and you need to recommend a content specialist, or you need to bill them for you helping them out with the content, or they need a deadline, they need to get it into you. You know now what to do and how to address the content needs, okay? What's the basic structure of content? How's it organized? From this, it'll tell you how to lay out a site map, like how are the pages gonna be laid out? I can start thinking through some of these things for a wireframe. Describe the visual elements or content that should be utilized. So we're talking like, do you have a color scheme? Do you have logos? Do you have a certain navigation that's really important to you, okay? Naming conventions, all that stuff. If they say, I don't know, then either they don't know and it's okay, you can just come up with it for them, or you can help them, okay? You can partner with them. How will the content of the site expand? Okay, what's gonna be different about this project than what you currently have? Lastly, we're gonna be looking at the future. How are you gonna build your business tomorrow? Remember, these are all business-focused questions. These are things to help them succeed. They're gonna love you for this. They wanna know that they have people on their team who truly care about them. So here we go, we have the idea. So we want them to start thinking about, they've come to us to solve a problem they have now to be better in the future. So describe 3 main problems that your site provides a solution for, okay? So what are we doing? We're making life easier to your clients in this way or that way. What is it? Describe your app's purpose, and I love this exercise. Describe your site's app purpose in 100 words. Then I make them do it in 25 words, then I make them do it in 5 words, okay? And then from that, they should be able to have an elevator pitch for what their business is. That elevator pitch helps me design the right solution for them. What are the top 10 most important features? Real logical, real practical question, okay? Do you need a calendar? Do you need a blog? Do you need a contact form? What do you need, okay? The next part is going to be technologically kind of focused, okay? So if they have specific technological needs, like do you have a target platform? Can we talk to your organization about how you do that already? Is there specific technologies or APIs that you need to tap into? Are you running on a certain server and you need things to be PHP based, or can we use Ruby? It just, all those things kind of, they matter, to you if you are part of the development team. Do you have a need for e-commerce and secured transactions? Now we're talking about governance. People don't like the word governance, but governance is so important, right? What triggers people to come back to your website? And then what are your marketing plans? Who's in control of this ship? Who's actually steering this thing? Do you have a plan for the 6 to 12 months after the website launches? Do you have an existing marketing strategy to promote things? A lot of people just think that they'll put a website up and people will come to them. But now you're putting your marketing hat on. Here's a side note to this. Here's a good reason as to why you want to do this. Hopefully you offer a wide range of services. If you're a freelancer, you absolutely should be. You should either be able to do those things, or you should have the people within your network to do content strategy and to do marketing and social media. If you don't have those things, you need to get them right now, because this client survey is going to help you sell more things, not unjustly, but things that the client might need. Hey, do you have a marketing strategy? No, I don't have a marketing strategy. We can do that for you, okay? And then you can write them up a proposal for a marketing strategy, defining what that includes and how it's going to benefit them. And lastly, do they have any comments that weren't mentioned in the previous questions? Do they have any thoughts or concerns? You know, I want them to put all of that stuff down here. If they have any questions, I can answer back. Give them the opportunity to kind of free flow. And then afterwards, congratulate them. Tell them they did a great job, because honestly, this will take them some time. For those of you that stuck it out in this longer video, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. If you want a client survey, you want to get started, then you can download this document down below. Have it, use it any way you want. It's for you. I just really want you to be successful in your client projects. If you like the video, maybe think about giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. I like to do a lot of creative and design and development related stuff here on this channel, and I'd love for you to kind of hang out and be part of the community. You can do that and get started right now by leaving a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the topic of client surveys and client projects, and let me know if you have any questions, if I can help you any other way. I hope you guys are having an awesome week. I hope you're designing amazing stuff. Hope you're making amazing stuff. Talk to you guys next time. See ya.